Good morning, YouTube friends and family. How you doing? Whew, I'm outside taking in the coolness in my lungs and it feels so good. I'm going for a ride this morning. Whew, how you doing? What's up? What's up? This is your girl Yvonne the Star coming back to you with another video. And as you can look in the title, guys, this video that I'm gonna do is about the pros and cons living in North Carolina. And guys, there's so much to do in North Carolina. There's so much not to do in North Carolina. I migrated to North Carolina 2003 from Jamaica. And I've been living here in North Carolina for the past 17 years. If I have to leave North Carolina, I'd rather go back home to Jamaica because I really love North Carolina. In North Carolina, I'm presently living in Cary. And Cary is one of the third safest location to live in North Carolina. Alice Springs is the number one, and I know and Cary is number 3 safest place to live in North Carolina. I think it's Boone is the second. I'm not too sure about the second. I'd have to look that up, guys, but I know Alice Springs because I was looking at where to purchase my home and where I need to live. But I've been living in Cary because my children choose to live here. I have a son and he always does his research in terms of schools and the type of schools where he wants to go to and which he thinks is the best school district to live in. So if you're thinking about moving here to North Carolina, Cary, Alice Springs, best place to live and to raise your family. So I'm going to start off by letting you know about the pros, and I did some jottings because I want to make sure that there's a lot. What I'm telling you here is more to it. So guys, you have to do your research if you want to live in North Carolina, and it all depends on where you get your job, where you choose to live, and especially if you have family and you want to be near your family. I didn't have any family here. All I had was me and my children and my husband coming from Jamaica. But when I just came here, I was living in Greenville. And Greenville is totally different when it comes to living in North Carolina. And when it comes to living in Cary, totally different. So guys, the pros about living here in Cary are in North Carolina, guys, especially in the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill region. The pros, there's a lot of jobs, especially if you're in computer, medical, or you're in the building. There's diversity of jobs. This is the job hub for anybody who wants to retire or come here to live. This time of the year, now is December 4th, 2021. And it is cool and it's not so cold, and you hear knocking. There's a construction going on over there. So people's outside working. So you don't have to encounter a lot of snow. So if snow do fall, it is like once or twice for the year, and that's it. No snow. It gets cold, but not as cold where you can't bear it. It's moderate cold, because right now I'm out. It's December. There's no snow falling, and I'm just sitting normally in my car. It's a little cool, you know, like when you open your refrigerator and you feel a little coolness, you know, just mild coolness. That's how it is. There's a lot of trees. There is a lot of trees, and they're always building. They're always building houses, and I don't know when they're going to stop building houses here in North Carolina, because there's so many land spaces for building houses, and house prices is relatively good depending on which location you're planning to go. You can get a house, a nice 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, upstairs, downstairs, or just general. You can get it anywhere between the price of $180,000 to anywhere between $800,000, depending on where you want to go. In this area where I live in Cary, there's a lot of people migrate from India, so they deal with IT. So this area is vast in IT. So if you love IT and you want to do IT, North Carolina is the place to be, especially here in Cary. The school here in North Carolina is fabulous. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to come to this area, because of the schools and my children's choice. You have Chapel Hill, where you have the University of North Carolina. In Raleigh, you have North Carolina State. In Durham, you have Duke University. And there's traditional schools, and there's year-round school, and there's magnet schools. It all depends on which district or which location you live to determine where your children go to school. There you have a demarcation of where you want to live. So guys, if you're planning to buy a house and you have children, make sure you check out the schools, and make sure you check to see their standard at which they're performing. But the schooling here is excellent. You also have schools that Spanish, if you want your children to emerge in Spanish, so you have those type of schools that you can send your children to. So you have to make sure that if you're planning to move to North Carolina, you check out the schools first, because if you do not live into that district, your child will not be able to go to that school. North Carolina is very peaceful. As you can see around me, there is nobody walking, especially at this time of the evening. You find a lot of people walking their dogs, walking a family member, and they're, but you don't have a lot of people on the road walking. The pros here, that almost everybody have a car. So if it's a wife and husband and a child, there's 3 cars in the yard. Especially if that child is a teenager, you have to have a car. That is the pros about living here in North Carolina. You have the flexibility to move around easily, because you have a car to take you here and to take you there. There's so much that I can get into, guys, but growing your kids here in North Carolina is one of the best choices you can ever make, especially here in Cary, North Carolina. There's a lot of other areas in and around North Carolina. This is very nice, but especially here in Cary, the kids here are very manageable, and they're just different here. They excel well in school. They're very disciplined. They're very manageable. They, yes sir, no ma'am. So they talk to you. You have 1 and 2 is a little bit, off, but for the majority of children here, they live up to certain standards. And the school is no nonsense, so you have to walk the chalk line. As you know that you have different choices in schools, so you have no problem depending on which school you want your child to go to. If your child is excellent, the child can go to university very early, and your child can also do, while they're in high school, they can also do college courses also. So that's a excellent choice, so that when you reach college age, they're able to move on much quicker. They already have some of the subjects already. where I'm living, if you want to go to Myrtle Beach, it's like 2 hours away from where I'm living. So it's not, I thought it would have been much nearer to me, but it's fine when you want to go on a trip with your children and you're driving to Myrtle Beach for 2 hours and you can laugh, chit chat. It's very nice. You can go hiking, and you can go camping, and you can go kayaking. It's very nice. Very nice. If you have families and friends. And guys, there's so much pros to North Carolina, but guys, you just have to do some research. And I'm telling you, for the cons, the cons about North Carolina is that when the winter is over and it's coming down to spring, the pollen will kill you. So if you're asthmatic, a person who have breathing issue, that time of the year is very bad for you. North Carolina can get very boring. When I say boring, guys, if you are a person who have anxiety or depression, you will get depressed and have anxiety even worse, because the place is so quiet, so still. You can hear a pin drop. Nothing. So guys, if you are ready for that lifestyle, if you're a person who love your party, love your fun, love the excitement, especially if you're from New York, and you come in expecting to see that here in North Carolina, you can forget it, because that is not going to happen. So you can forget that part of it. In North Carolina, when you purchase a house, you don't purchase the land. You only purchase the house. And that's one of the things I don't like here in North Carolina, because I would like to know that when I buy a house, the land is mine, but it is not so here in North Carolina. Another thing, Carolina is an at-will state, so you can go to work anytime and they can fire you. So you just have to be your best at all times. Always have to be smiling. So your personality plays a vital role when it comes to having your job here in North Carolina. So they can tell you that you're aggressive. They can tell you that you're not a perfect fit. They can tell you just about anything. So you always have to be on your best. So North Carolina prepares me to always, I'm outgoing and very jovial and very easy and fun to get along with. So, but you never know what will happen. They can fire you, but they can fire you and you can walk into another job. That's the beauty about it. It's a house. Here in North Carolina, there's no control in the housing. They just build houses, not even thinking about schools. And sometimes I go around when I'm trying to buy a house for myself and my family. The house is beautiful, immaculate. And when you look, the school district is poor. So I can't live there, even if the house is. You'd have to be the person who want to retire to that area. So it is not. You have to use your common sense when you're buying a house here in North Carolina, because there's so many areas and there's so many houses that you can choose from to buy. So that's one of the cons. The house is beautiful, but the school district is not incomparable to the house that you're going to live in. Another con here, there is only one 5-star hotel here. And guys, sometimes I like to take trips and go to nice places, and it's just regular inns and hotels, but it's not 5-star. So there's only one 5-star here in North Carolina. It's called the Homestead, and it's a gorgeous place to go to. And another con about North Carolina, guys, you have to have a car. You have to have a car, because the buses here does not run like New York. When you go to New York, you can jump on a bus, you can jump on a train, and you can get from from Flatbush to Manhattan, and you know, you can go here, you can go there on a train and a bus. It doesn't happen here in North Carolina. You have bus here, but it's run on schedule and it only go to specific routes. And it's not you. If you have a bus coming at 4 o'clock, you may not have another one running until 7. And it's not a route. It's not a scheduled bus taking you all over North Carolina. It just follow one route. So it's either you're going that route or you have to have a car. So you have to be prepared to spend money for Uber or to have to drive a Lyft. Another con about North Carolina, if you're a party person and think that you're going to come here and see clubs all over the place and enjoy and have clubs from right back until a certain time, it's not going to happen. You have little clubs and little bars that you can go to and enjoy yourself and stuff like that, but it has its rules and formalities, and you know, you just can't do certain things. The con here, if you have an issue with your husband and you go to court, say you have or your wife take you to court or your husband take you to court on the domestic violation, you cannot drop the case, guys. You can't drop the case. The court is going to push that. So you have to be careful. Couples here, they are very careful, you know, they're very mindful, you know. Everybody's just try to be at peace. Another thing here, if you decide to come to live in North Carolina, make sure that if you plan to get divorced from your husband, that you have to be separated from him for at least a year. So it's not like New York where you can live in the house with the husband and still divorce them in the house. It don't happen like that here. So you have to be very careful. So, you know, guys, you just have to consider where you want to be at, how you want to live, what your plans to do, and you know, but overall, North Carolina is a wonderful, wonderful, peaceful place to grow your children. In Raleigh, North Carolina, in this area here in Cary, Raleigh, North Carolina, it's a lot of migration. It's a melting pot of different nationalities. So you name it, it is here. So I don't know if that's a pro or that's a con, because it can be good in some ways and it is bad in some ways. So just a general statement. But for me, knowing that I come from Jamaica and seeing the diversity, I really embrace the diversity. But you have some people here who live here all their life and only know North Carolina, don't like the difference. So it's up to each his own, and the person, you know, to each individual and how they feel about where they're at and who come into their space. But all in all, North Carolina is a wonderful place to be at. So I would recommend people who like to retire and just live a nice, quiet life, yes, to come to North Carolina. But if you're one of them who love to party and love to go out and loud and, you know, and just want to be on the road, North Carolina is not for you. So it's more a family-orientated state, and you'll find peace of mind here, and you can also lose your mental if you don't know how to deal with the quietness. So guys, if you like my video, don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the notification bell for more videos to come, guys. So just be safe. All right, take care.